So we're back at this. Those are annoying me. They're going to go away now. Okay, so now let's work on slice. Okay, so I'm going to look at these straight on. Now, typically what I like to do is I like to get a reference line. So, if I'm just going to cut this in half, all right, then I can use a midpoint down here. Okay, that's an arc, so it's giving me a quadrant, and draw a line up. And there's a reference line for me. And I can say solid, and my slice is right here above thicken, and I could say I want this to be sliced. Pick it, okay, my object, and then I'm going to use this line to cut my object. And it should, if I'm not mistaken, make two objects. Okay, so say now that I modified this one, I want to change the other side to that. I don't want to put another rectangle on. I just want to mirror it over. So remember, if I just look at this straight on, okay, I can mirror this whole entity just as if it was a 2D, right? If it was a 2D entity, okay? Okay. Now it has the change I made previously, and now it's just mirrored over. But remember, you're gonna have to join union them back together because they're solids, right? So, I didn't do it. And so I got to figure that out. But that's not what we're talking about now. Okay, so another thing you have to realize is that it is going to cut the entire plane. So if I want to cut here on this side, okay, if I want to cut through here, I'm going to want to change the work plane to this here. One of the easiest way to change the planes is doing view. Change it to the place you want to cut from, and go ahead and hit it, and then all of a sudden it'll be where you're looking at it. So say I want to cut this whole thing off, okay, so I'm going to make a line that grabs it here and just goes straight down through here, okay. So then when I go back to my solid tab and pick slice, I pick my entity. I'll pick that one, and then I'm going to go like this, and it's going to say, what side do you want? Do you want to keep both sides? I always keep both sides in case I make a mistake. Now, what I wanted you to see here was, if my line cuts through this plane, right, it's going to cut everything on that plane that is associated with that solid, which is a good and a bad thing. So say now I'm not thrilled with, I want to keep the top, but I don't want this lip here, but see, it's attached to the other one, so I got to figure out a way to unjoin it. If you want to do it with slice, okay, you could change your work plane back to here. It's under coordinates. I'm going to change it to view again, okay, and say I look at this and I see the top, but I want this gone. So now I'm going to pick a slice that goes, oops, I don't want it on that. I'm going to pick a plane like this. Let's go up to there. And when I do my slice, okay, I pick this object, those two, and this is my slicing point. This is where my knife's going to go. And I say yes. And now this object is just different from that object, and I can trip that off, and then I can join these back together, so that I don't have to worry about, or union, so that I don't have to worry about losing parts of my object that I don't want. But my point is that you will sometimes have to cut things and rejoin them because you're cutting through a full plane. So just keep that in mind when you're doing slice.